Welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of Andrea Lake 101, The Making of a Billionaire. I have such a good episode for you guys today. I am not even joking. So it's been a minute since I've recorded one of these. Today we are going to cover November 4th until today's date. It is Thanksgiving Day, so happy Thanksgiving belated. I'm so excited to come to my beautiful home in Sedona, Arizona and work on a marketing campaign that capitalizes on all of the stuff that I've been telling you guys about. And we did release that wonderful reel right before the election that did get us a lot of attention. However, then after the election, we put the pause on it, not for the reason that some people may think, especially if you follow me, but actually because we didn't have the new cutting machines that we had ordered. So I ordered these new, much faster cutters. I paid for them in cash. They're $70,000 and we were supposed to get them sooner. And let me tell you, women in male fields, this was my response when the guy who abso-fucking-lutely did not tell me that it was going to take 6 weeks to get an engineer to come out and teach my team how to use these new cutters, made it sound like it was going to be like one more week, did this thing where he's like, oh, thank you for your patience. And I can't remember exactly what I wrote back. Something like, oh, I do not believe that I expressed any amount of patience in this situation, so there is no need to thank me. And I meant it. And then I said something to the effect of, we are going to buy lots of many of these and they cost $70,000 and you need to properly communicate when I am going to get to them. And so that is my like women in male dominated fields. Just correct them. Be kind. I was kind. I was just like, I am not patient. You have misunderstood me entirely. I don't know even what would have made you believe that I was patient in this situation. And instead of it taking 6 weeks, it took, I think he came in like 7 business days or something, which was certainly better. We didn't have the production capacity. If the marketing campaign that we're laying out now takes off, the StickerGate one, so we'll get right to the T with StickerGate. If that takes off, then this is going to be a whole different month for us. So I recorded tons of reels, just a main one for TikTok, FAFO, and one for Instagram and YouTube, a 2-parter for Instagram, because Instagram Reels, you can only do them 90 seconds. YouTube Shorts is cut to 3 minutes. And then, of course, TikTok, you can do them a little bit longer. And if you have not seen them yet, we'll clip little pieces of them in here, but go to our social media. The longer versions, like the slightly longer versions, are on TikTok, so I prefer those. But they're great on Instagram, too. And really, up to that point, we just covered like, hey, nothing you guys don't know, because you've been watching the podcast. Like, hey, Sticker Mule did this stuff with Trump, and then they were with that political action committee and gave away 500,000 free sticker backs. Like, if you run the cost analysis on it, I fucking know how much that costs. I am not going to say because those are not my numbers, but if they were my numbers, I would know how much that cost, and it was a lot. It was 7 figures is what it would have cost to do that. I don't know the logistics behind who was paying for what, but it would have cost a lot just to like the printing material, then the people to put them together, and then all of the ancillary promotional materials that they put with it, because I, of course, got one of those sticker packs. So you bet your bottom dollar I did. We wanted to see what they're up to over there. So I was like, okay, cool. We are going to do this thing. And it was a combination idea of the people on our social media team, which is David and Hayden and Brianna, Brian, and myself. And then, of course, like Jenny will pop in, Carly will give ideas, Mads will give ideas, Michi, anybody in there will just like, Dana, anybody will throw out an idea for a social media reel. But that's the kind of main dominant team on our social media. Well, I guess with me leading that team and Hayden being the first documentarian. But really, the ideas are a combined effort. And then I talk a lot with my coach, Lisa, who, of course, was on a Fireside Friday. And she also is a brilliant marketer, just like on top of everything else. And so she was giving me some very, 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 very good ideas. Thank you, Lisa, for that campaign. And so there's an initial starting reel that just dropped. It is 3:50 Arizona time on Thanksgiving Day. So it would have dropped at like 12:30, like 3 hours ago. And it immediately got almost 10,000 views and it got like 500 likes and a bunch of comments. And that is exactly what we want. And so now you guys, in an effort at full transparency, which I always have, nobody here is confused about who I am. And you will continue to be not confused about who I am, because I will just tell you who I am. If you're on my private, this is not my corporate social media, you're on my private page right now. And I only create win-win situations. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to invite our good friends over at Sticker Mule for a debate, like a town hall thing, like at high noon one day. And we're going to have like the Western And I'm going to reach out to his team, which I will show you. I'm going to email his team. I am going to personally try and DM him on Threads, which is, I think, the only thing that I am not blocked from him on. If we don't follow each other, I don't know if he'll get that message. But I'm going to email his team and let him know, like, hey, I would love to talk to Anthony, because I would. And I would love to set this up, because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I know, that if I talk to Anthony, he'll know that he probably already knows, because he has started a very large company, which is, my guess is, I don't know this for sure, but that the publicity is good for everybody. And in just the same way that I am trying to claw and scratch and climb and take clients from Sticker Mule, that is not new. Everybody's been trying to take clients from Sticker Mule, and then all of us try and take clients from each other. It's part of the thing. And then we'll one-up each other, and somebody will do something in a little slightly better way, and somebody will do something else in a slightly better way. We're about to release a very cool generator with a bunch of very cool templates. So everybody has something that's just like, and we're doing a whole rollout feature for artists, which I've mentioned before, and the sticker towers, and. So everybody's trying to always climb up over each other. And now I just recently have been like, we have got in all of our product offerings that we're adding to really move forward quickly on adding a lot of clothing items and then also packaging. So we have a bunch of huge targets. Also to Sticker Mule all the time. And just as much as some people have been watching this go on with Sticker Mule and being like, whoa, abso-fucking-lutely not. Who are these lovely women over here at StickerJunkie? Maybe we should just go there. Maybe you should. Maybe you should. As much as I have been getting people doing that at StickerJunkie, and I'm sure other sticker companies have as well. Well, also a bunch of people that agree with Anthony's politics, I am certain, are going over to Sticker Mule, because that is just the way that business works. And so my true guess is that when he and I finally have a private conversation about this, we're very quickly going to realize that this probably would work out well for both of our companies, because he's already responding to me on social media, and we can make this a thing. And that guy has a big personality. He just does. He's like a semi-professional boxer, and has done stand-up comedy. Like he likes the attention. He likes the spotlight. He is running these campaigns so that people will see them. That's why they make them. And so what you'll notice when you watch my reels is I don't say that much commentary. As I have previously advised on my podcast, which it is my speculation, my guess, I do not know this obviously, but my guess would be that either him or some of his people are watching my podcast. I honestly can't even imagine that they're not. So for anyone at Sticker Mule, hello, I hope you're having a really great day. Because if the tables were turned, I would be watching his podcast, except for not really, because I don't have any time, but I'd be having somebody watch his podcast. And I know now that they do have some kind of a podcast. So now I just realized that I don't have somebody listening to his podcast, but I'm going to put somebody on that. But we are a really small team, and he is a really big team. So it would surprise me if he does not have somebody watching this podcast. And I know that there's some people that watch me that want me to like hate that guy. And I don't hate anyone. I don't. And I mean that. I really, really don't. So I was like, look, I have never talked about anything political on any wall of any corporation that I own ever. And you all know me, and you all know that I worked for KRAL for years. And that is just not, I just don't talk about anything political on my business's walls. And honestly, do you know what is still happening in the federal government right now? It still is the case where military contractors might pay hundreds of dollars for a screwdriver. So I think that we have a really polarized system, and we have a lot of things to fix. And instead of arguing over abortion or arguing over vaccines or arguing over gay marriage, arguing over things that we're just not going to fundamentally agree on, that it really would be better to fix the grift and the waste in the United States government. And it would be way better to fix the healthcare system so that parents that do have little kids that have cancer don't go bankrupt. And we all agree on that. So I don't ever want to be part of ripping us further apart and making it harder and harder and harder and harder for us to solve problems that actually are solvable. And the more that we just focus on the things that we really, really disagree on, that we are never going to see eye to eye on. Never. I'm never going to think abortion is murder, because I don't think abortion is murder. There's a whole lot of people that are watching that are never going to get a vaccine. And I just got my flu and COVID vaccine. I'm not trying to turn anybody away from what they are doing. And I do not, period. And so I don't hate Anthony. I don't. Are you kidding me? I am more thankful to him. When we had our Friendsgiving at StickerJunkie, and I was saying everything that I was thankful for, I'm like, I am sitting in this warehouse, and 1 year ago, I thought I might go bankrupt. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I got nothing but appreciation for this guy. And when I started to say how thankful I was for StickerGate, I started to cry at the Thanksgiving table. And it was so beautiful because everybody had gone around and said something they were thankful for. And Brian Burling went first and he was thankful for indoor plumbing, which I am so thankful for indoor plumbing. And then basically everybody else was just like, I'm super thankful to be here and I'm super thankful for StickerJunkie. And it was just making me really get emotional because there were some people that were really sharing deeply about what the job meant to them and being on a team and having a fun time at work every day. I'm not making that up. Like you're gonna see a bunch of reels this week and meet the different team members, and like they're putting it in their own words. I'm not behind the camera shaking a finger at them. They really are. It really is a good place to work. And as we record more and more for the TV show, you're gonna see that. So I was like, wow, let's do a campaign. Let's do a whole like watch this Thanksgiving weekend campaign, and we're going to drop all the tea, and we're going to drop the reels about the R word pass, and we're going to drop the reels about that like sexual harassment TV commercial that they ran, and really just like pull it all together in a tiny little bow. And then I'm going to do an outreach to Anthony and his team to see like, hey, do you want to have this town hall? And he is such a big character with his like semi-professional boxing, and he was just doing stand-up like on a stage, and he's doing a lot of interviews. So it seems like he wants to do interviews, and he keeps saying like, I want to talk to everybody. And I'm like, I will talk to you all day long. Let's go. That sounds great. Let's go. That is going to equal out to a lot of eyes for both of us. And there's going to be a whole bunch of people who agree with him and are going to want to give him contracts. And now that his guy did win, Trump won. And so there's going to be all kinds of government contracts for stickers. You guys, that is so much money. It is so much money in government contracts. If you did not see my little party trick before, there are 33 million small businesses. If only 10% of them were to buy stickers, our average shopping cart's $300. Our average customer buys 2.5 times a year. That means they buy $750 worth of stickers from us, and we don't sell all the other stuff that Sticker Mule sells. We do not sell packaging or magnets yet, or. And there's a bunch of categories that we're just about to move into, but I am guessing, this is a guess, I don't know, because they do run a lot of very small dollar deals of like, 10 stickers for $7 or whatever. So I don't know what their numbers are, of course. But if I was guessing, their average shopping cart is higher than ours, and certainly their biggest customers would be bigger than ours. And so they're going to get more contracts too. There's so much money in stickers. And if we sort of play this against each other a little bit and make it fun and make it funny and make it entertaining, honestly, it should work for everybody's business. And those really are the only types of deals that I engage in. And do I disagree with him? Yes. I think it is horrendous the way that he speaks about women. I think it is profoundly unacceptable the way that he speaks about women. Period. I think it's so disrespectful the way that he spoke about Kamala Harris and like being like, I'm not even going to mention her name because she doesn't deserve me to mention her name. I'm like, okay, guy who makes stickers for a living. Got it. Cool. So of course I disagree with him. Of course I do. But like, do I want to build my sticker company into an empire? I do. I really do. Did I set a humongous goal to make $1 billion in 7 years? I did. I really did. And so let's go. Let's do a town hall. That's the update on StickerGate. We'll see what happens. So I just released, right before I did this, the very first intro that said, hey, we have juicy hot goss for you guys this weekend. And she's just about to send me the final clip of the R word pass, which will be a 2-parter on Instagram and will be a full video on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. And then we're releasing more content on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gonna do a super cute reel about Brianna and Stay Happy and how that story happened. We're gonna film reels with Brian and Jenny and whoever else wants to do, and David and whoever else wants to do them next week at the StickerJunkie offices. And I can't wait to see how it goes. I hope something catches, because we're also gonna re-release a political version for FAFO TikTok, which I just discovered, which I'm completely obsessed with. So I just thought, okay, cool. Well, this is gonna be great for the Thanksgiving weekend. So I am going to spend the weekend alone by myself in Sedona. And then my neighbors, I had them over for a little wine thing. That was super, super fun. And then they were like, do you want to like come to our Thanksgiving? Do you want to have things? I'm like, no, I just want to have a day by myself. And I'm going to record some podcasts and I'm going to record some content, but I am just going to be alone for Thanksgiving, because you guys, I used to spend like all of my time alone. Like 95% of my time alone. And now I'm surrounded by people all the time and I'm so busy. I realized the other day that I had told my friend May May, who's writing my book, You're Gonna Think I'm a Pathological Liar. I was leaving her this voice message, as I do. And I was like, May May, I had told my team at the Friendsgiving, like, oh yeah, I actually got to take 2 days off last month, and everybody cheered. And I was like, well, but of course they're my days off. On the thing with May May, she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, oh, well, my days off, I still work like 6 hours. But I'm awake for 17 hours. So if I'm not working for 11 of them, that really truly actually is a day off for me. And she's like, your day off is that you only work 6 hours? I'm like, yeah. She's like, how many of those do you take? And I'm like, 2 in the last 14 months, maybe four actually in the last 14 months. But as I have said before, and I truly do actually mean, I already took all the days off. Like I was retired in Sedona with my cocoa tea, living my best life. And now I'm back and I'm active and it's fun. And the busier it gets and the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. So as the company hits our targets each month, our people get pay raises. They already are making a fair wage for San Diego County. There's a difference between a fair wage and a living wage. So we're moving everyone up from a fair wage to a living wage. I believe a fair wage in San Diego County is like $18 or $20, whereas minimum wage is considerably lower. I think that's $16 in the state of California. And most of our people are making between $20 and $25 an hour. And Brianna and I are still not getting paid. We're getting paid through owner draws. And we just don't want to attach ourselves to payroll because our payroll is just too high right now. So that is what we're doing. I have told you guys the same thing that I have told my employees. I really do explain the metrics and stuff to them. So currently right now in StickerJunkie, I wear a lot of hats and I don't actually have enough support on my personal team. I don't have a personal assistant right now. So I booked a call this week with an influencer who has 722,000 people. I wish I could tell you who he was because he's so fantastic, but I can't because I don't have permission to talk about it in the podcast yet. I'll get that. Just to see if he wanted to be one of our affiliates. We're rolling out a really limited, very, very high dollar affiliate program. Really, really, really good terms for people that have big followings because we save so much on marketing and it's just a guaranteed win for us. An early day principle of mine was, hey, I think it was Deepak Chopra that first said it. It was in the 7 Laws of Spiritual Success. I don't know if he's the first person that said it. That's the first place that I read it. If you want to become rich, then make other people around you rich. And I tell you what, I have really found that out to be true. Like when I decided to do the $77 thing for a 4-hour planning intensive workshop with me on January 1st of 2025. It's not for sale yet. I'll let you guys know where it's at and when to get on the sign up list and stuff. I don't even have a sign up list for it right now. But when I am doing that, I'm giving 25% commission to any of my friends that want to say, hey, this chick's kind of a badass. She's done like $400 million in sales. She's run 14 companies and she's going to show you how she does her time management and give you like worksheets of stuff that I actually use to track all of the different projects that I'm working on. Because remember, I'm talking a lot about StickerJunkie. I still also started delinquent distribution right now, and we're breaking off a subset of StickerJunkie that does those sticker towers. Oh, they're so cute. Oh my God, I'm gonna have some images to show you guys. Oh, I bet they're up on the screen right now. They're so fucking cute. And they're just going to get bigger and bigger and more. Carly just finished some tarot card ones that I'm obsessed with and some astrology ones and a couple of other artists. I talked to a couple of great artists that I'm friends with, that as soon as I have contracts with them, I will let you guys know. And we'll have all kinds of different stickers with all kinds of different artwork styles available in towers that you can sell in your tattoo shop or restaurant or bookstore or wherever stickers are sold. And the great thing about them is we're selling the stickers, I think for like, we were going to do for 88 cents was a little bit too low for what our margins worked out at. So I think it's going to be like 96 cents each, but then you sell them for $4 or 7 for 20, which means everybody's going to get 7 for 20. And so you buy it for 96 cents, but you still make like over $2 profit each on those stickers when you sell them 7 for 20. So it's going to be a great campaign. It is one of my favorites. Again, win, 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 win. Everybody wins. I win. The entrepreneurs who have the stores that are going to sell the sticker towers, if it's like a dispensary, they win. And the clients win because then they get this cute ass sticker that they're about to put on their water bottle or their microphone or wherever. So that's going to be a really fun subset of the company as well. And it does appear as if I'm dipping my toes back more and more into licensing because seeing I have such an extensive background in licensing as soon as I came out of retirement, some people might have wanted to chat That's right, they might have. I don't know, maybe. So I'm having some conversations about bringing back some large-scale licensing, and if I do that, then I will go down the route more quickly of new products because we'll want to manufacture as many of the products as we're selling as we can in-house, and I will keep you guys up with it. As I start to expand out and actually teach, I'll have a private, just like a Patreon for like $27 a month, where I jump on the phone once a week, kind of explain for an hour, just business questions, just hardcore fucking like numbers and business questions and stuff that would be like a little bit too nitty gritty to get into on the podcast, even though I will give you a high-end view of the numbers of what we're doing in StickerJunkie. Our plan for expansion this month was actually to release a bunch more of the back pages. We are behind on those because we did not have enough people and we did not have it properly organized. That is all resolved now. So we're getting the back pages out very, very quickly. That's how people reorder on StickerJunkie. This is one from Stay Happy, from Brianna's nonprofit, little Stay Happy stickers. So that way, anybody that's doing a game night anywhere across the country for Stay Happy can go and buy those stickers and have them at their game night. And on some of them, maybe it will just like have an individualized custom tagline where they can type in like, oh, this one's in Austin or this one's in Sacramento. Right now, she's not doing them in other places than Sacramento and San Diego, but in the future, she will be doing them in other places and kind of expand out Stay Happy to be a larger and larger organization. And for a small nonprofit, I mean, they do great. You know how much money it costs to take 50 kids to Disneyland? They didn't get a discount on that. They paid for that because people contributed to her nonprofit. It is a 501c3 in California that she started a few years ago after her sister had cancer, and they started a clothing line. And go check out stayhappy.org and you can hear the whole story. And now we're going to do some fun in the future events with StickerJunkie where we fundraise for Stay Happy. We're going to have this fun thing where all the not probably until spring, but we're going to have all the sticker towers populated with all the stickers that we sell. And then we're going to have a big, huge clearance sale at our space in San Diego where we sell just tons and tons and tons of stickers for $2 each. And then it'll probably be like $3 each or 10 for 20. And all of the profits go to Stay Happy. So we're going to do fun stuff like that in the future with Stay Happy, and Brianna actually is transitioning over to that spot. This week in the office, Brian Burling, who will be probably on the very next episode. I thought my podcast studio, I thought I might get it built a little bit sooner, but I just didn't. He is going to come on and talk about the operational shifts. So the expansion this week was we did get some new cutters. We actually did have a couple of people resign too. And the type of work environment that we do, it just isn't for everyone, but I really, really like every person that I've ever hired for real. So it's sad to see people go. And actually one of them's been on the team for a little bit. So I'm going to reach out to her next week and make sure everything is okay, because I really, really like her. And I know she really, really likes us too. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. So right this second, we have a couple more independent contractors and a couple less team members. So we actually still are at exactly 22 team members right this moment. And I can't believe the pace of the growth. And I know that I've said this. I know I say it in the reels, but you guys, the timing of this is crazy. It's fucking crazy. I just came back in this company. Could you imagine if I hadn't gone back in that company and fixed that stuff and taken over the shop from that old manager and gotten all the new equipment and hired the new people and restarted the social media and StickerGate? That would have happened anyway, but you know what? It wouldn't have been called StickerGate. Do you know why? Because I wouldn't have been there calling it that. That nobody will be here making these reels. There was one post in our recent reels where they're like, all these sticker companies are talking trash about us, then they delete the post. And I'll tell you one thing, I don't know what sticker companies they're talking about that were deleting the posts, but I was 0% deleting posts. So if anybody from my team deleted any post, that should not have happened. But I don't think it's me that they were talking about. I'm not the only one that's been making reels, is my guess. I've taken all the precautions. I am represented by multiple different attorneys in different law firms. And now I have a general counsel on board with us now. I am careful about what I say, even when it seems like I'm dropping tea and I'm not careful about what I say. That's why I mostly just play what they said. And I'm like, this is what they think is a good idea. To contrast that, this is what we think is a good idea. You either start calling little kids the R word, or you can help little kids that have cancer. It's one or the other. Go ahead. I mean, you could do both too, I guess, if you wanted to. What I'm the most curious about is if they actually will accept my invitation to come and chitty chat. And we're going to make a reel asking them to. Yes, we are. They'll be able to get in touch with us. I'm also going to directly DM Anthony on Threads. I think that's the only place that I'm not blocked by him on. And just say, hey, well, I'm happy to talk. I'm right here. I think it'd be good for both of us. I'm not like fucking around and saying that on here, so he'll say yes. I actually do think it would be good for both of us. And I think it would be funny. I have already warned everyone a good generalized piece of life advice that I have already spoken about on my podcast. Do not pick a fight with a Gen Xer who is funnier than you are. Don't do it. It is not going to work out well for you, because we really did. Like, if you were in a fight with somebody, a whole crowd, that nobody was on their phones. A whole crowd of people would all of a sudden just be all around you while everybody was fighting, and they'd be yelling, fight, 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 fight. But usually it was just people, yelling at each other or talking to each other. They weren't even yelling. They were just being funny, because you had to be funny. You had to be funny to get out of situations. When you were a Gen X kid, we were feral children. And the thing is, like, if you said something to someone and they were just funnier than you were, they fucking would embarrass you in front of the whole school. You might be 300 kids around and you just get laughed at once by 300 kids. You better be funny. You better be funny. And my whole family is funny. My brother's funny. My dad was really funny. My mom is funny. She's way more dry in her humor, but everybody is just super funny in my family. So I think if he does meet me for a town hall, I think it'll be hilarious, because I'm a slogan writer, and I am guessing, is also a slogan writer because he owns a sticker company. And then all the people on my staff are slogan writers, and I'm guessing that he has slogan writers on his staff. And so I just think it would be hysterical if we ended up doing something like that, because I think we would both want to out funny each other. And do you know what? I'm not going to lie, even though he did do a stand-up comedy show, I think I'm funnier than you, Anthony. I do. I think I'm funnier than him. So the other fun thing that happened last week is that I went to Summit Baja, and I recorded this reel, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to use this reel anywhere. And then just today I thought, you know what? I'm going to use this reel on my podcast, because that is the best place to use this reel, because I meant it when I said it, and I want you guys to see it, because it is really fucking good advice, like really, really, really good advice. Hey friends, so I am at Summit Baja. I was really inspired to go see Scott Galloway talk. I have never heard him speak. I have never heard his podcast, but he's spoken, at TED and at Summit several times. I'm like, I'm gonna go check out what this is all about. When I say it was fantastic, it was fantastic. There is a reason that I'm telling you guys, like, oh, hey, I'm at Summit. I just signed up for TED. I just signed up for the next Summit. I'm going to every Renaissance weekend. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is these are aspirational groups that you should be getting into as a business person. I come to things like this because if you can be in a room with some of the most interesting people on the planet, if you ever get an invitation to something like Summit, or like the Global Economic Institute, or like the World Economic Forum, or like TED, or like YPO, EO will be your first one. Go. Connect with other entrepreneurs. Follow people who are doing what you want to do. Get out of your house, get off your phone, turn off this reel, and go check out what's happening out there in life. And in the meantime, go work on your business. It's okay if today is the day that you are depressed and that you are not doing that. I have spent many days there, but set an intention tomorrow to get a plan together, because as you start to take steps towards it, you are going to find the communities that help you build faster. And that's why I'm at Summit. But I didn't want to share it on my social media widely, like people that don't know me, because I was just talking about the high-end business groups. And what I'm telling you is, if you are watching my podcast and you have a starting out business, like a business that has made less than $20,000 or $30,000 a year, you still can go join your local chamber of commerce and connect with other entrepreneurs. If you have a company that's you're really starting to put time and attention to, and you're getting some traction on it, and you have a little bit of an investment money, or you have a little bit of just any type of traction, or you're making some sales, then you're definitely going to want to get in business groups. There's a lot of free ones out there, There's a lot of free local business groups by whatever city or town that you are closest to. They very frequently have they always have a chamber of commerce, virtually always. And then they very frequently have other small business resources. You also can go on SBA.gov, which is a small business association.gov, and get hooked up with other entrepreneurs that are doing the stuff that you're wanting to do. Because let's say you're making jewelry and to sell at the farmer's market, or to sell on Etsy, or to sell on wherever, and it's really good jewelry. and you become friends with somebody that has a juice bar and they have a little bit of extra counter space and they want to take your stuff in on consignment. Like, it's just always good to connect with other entrepreneurs because you don't know how you're going to fit together. So in the reel, I'm only talking about the top tier high-end entrepreneurial groups, but there's a reason that I say them by name, because it is like, as soon as you get an invitation to that, I can't even tell you how valuable it is to go to stuff like that if you have a clear vision and something that you are wanting to push forward. But here is the deal. You cannot be salesy. You can't. You'll get kicked out of a group like that if you're super salesy. But if I go to a group like that, like just exactly what happened, I'm about to tell you a story that actually happened. And I go to these things all the time. This year, I'm going to Renaissance Weekend. I'm going to every single one. I'm going to TED, the global one up in Vancouver every year, the week-long conference. And I'm going to the World Economic Forum and Milken in 2026. I'm not going to go to those ones in 2025 because they're expensive. And when I go to stuff like that, I want to buy the upper end ticket. I want to buy the donor level ticket or the higher level patron ticket that you can get, because you're in different rooms. Like on some of these like high end business things, but that are larger, there'll be a subset. So there'll be like the general admission price, which is still fucking fancy pants when you're going to one of these. And then there's just like you're at a more elite level status. So with TED, I am going to buy their donor level of a ticket, which is twice as much as their base level ticket. But at some of these other places, their donor ticket is like a very lot. So those ones I will not go to until 2026, but I still will go to those. And if I get invited to other ones that I've never been invited to, there's a bunch of them out there that are really exclusive that I haven't been invited to. And the second I get invited to them, I go, because in the type of business that I have, like a sticker company, I mean, Fortune 1000s, those are good contracts for us. We have a lot of those, but those are so good for us. And so when I go to a conference like this, like what just happened, I met some such great people at Summit Baja this time, but I have been in the Summit group, which I think is just at summit.co. If you want to check it out, that's their website. I've been in there since 2010. So I know most people in that organization because I've been in there for 14 years. I love it. I'm an OG in there. I love Summit. And I met up with a lot of friends and I met a lot of very cool new people, but the very cool new people that I met didn't need like a lot of stickers. And usually when I go to a thing like that, it's in a very, very not salesy way. I'm just like, oh, hey, I would love your business and I sell stickers and you buy stickers from somebody. So it might as well be me because you actually just like me and I will be your own personal sales rep. So at StickerJunkie right now, a lot of people spend over $10,000 a year in stickers. And if you're going with one of our competitors, then you're dealing with a sales rep. But if you buy more than $10,000 worth of stickers, which so many breweries, dispensaries, colleges, large scale companies, they do buy more than $10,000, I'm their sales rep. That's what I do. That's my whole job, is to make more sales right now because I have targeted this 26% incremental growth. So I have this lovely time at Summit. I reconnect with people. I reconnected with a very good friend of mine who is an influencer that I'm about to sign a contract with also. So because I didn't ask them in advance, next week I will drop the names of all the influencers that we're doing deals with. And so I did put together some things that are really going to financially benefit the company. And these things are expensive to go to. So I do like it when they pay for themselves. So in this particular time, I really hadn't met anybody that had a big contract, which is very unusual when I go to that particular business group, but it happens. And I have this rule: when you're at a position where you can afford it, this is a very fucking smart thing to do. If you're going to an event like that, I always drop in the private chat, does anybody have a PJ that's going? I know I sound like an asshole when I say that, but I always ask, does anybody have a private jet that's flying out of Southern California that I can grab a seat on? And I always say, like, I can pay my seat, but everybody knows when you're asking for that, you don't want to pay your seat. But honestly, when you're splitting a private jet between like 10 people that are going to Cabo from San Diego, your private seat is probably less expensive than first class because it's like a 10-seater little plane. It's like a G5 or something. And so generally speaking, I don't get that, but it kind of classifies me in the right area. And sometimes it works. And somebody's like, yeah, we're going here and it's $700. It can be very inexpensive to fly on a private jet on a little commuter hopper. And then if not, I buy a first class plane ticket because especially this last one being in Cabo. That's not a very big airport. It's not a very big place. There's a lot of people that attend that event from San Diego. So sure enough, on the flight back, I wish I would have asked him if I could tell this story, because I'm guessing he would say yes. But I sat down next to a CEO who is like about my age, like 5 years older than I am. And he started a fucking humongous company. Big one. A Fortune 1000 might be it's probably a Fortune 500. And it is a humongous company. And so sure enough, I told him all about StickerGate, and we chatted, and his life story is literally, I mean, it's fascinating. It's a whole bunch of wild stuff, just amazing early day entrepreneurship and hard hustling in the early days of entrepreneurship. And I'm for sure going to ask him to come on and do an episode of my show. And as I was talking with him towards the end of the flight, this 2.5-hour flight, we talked the whole time. I sent him the TikTok StickerGate. And he was like, oh, and then he invited me to go to this thing. And I was like, you need stickers for your company for a lot of stuff that your company does. And he's like, oh, I know. And I'm like, you're going to have to introduce me to that person. And he's like, oh, I will. I'm going to introduce you to the right person in their purchasing departments. And then I showed them the customized private back pages. And I showed him one that we did for a very large client, a client his size. And he was like, cool, we'll switch over our whole business to you. And that is how I usually do sales. So I've had a lot of people, I know I talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but I have a lot of people who have asked me, like, why aren't you fighting for space on Google? And why aren't you fighting for space on the Instagram ads? And I'm like, well, I honestly would rather do very smart, very clever stuff that catches natural virality. Like, I did try to screw around with boosting and promoting some stuff on Instagram and on TikTok, but I didn't boost any of the StickerGate stuff on Instagram because I think that's compelling enough content that people are just going to watch it. And when I just loaded this up on TikTok for the StickerJunkie TikTok, we didn't boost that there either. And both platforms got 60 or 70,000 views on the videos, which is good. That's good for the size of a company we are. These ones, I really hope that some of them go viral. Because I would way rather have the problem of trying to keep up with the scale of the new business that we're getting than the problem of, shit, my fucking payroll is overspent right now, which it absolutely is. And I have to figure this out right now. I would way rather have to deal with too much than not enough in business, for sure. And so hopefully, we're just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks. So there's so much being developed within StickerJunkie. Emily, Michi, David, Wendy, Tyler, and Courtney are amazing design team. They just keep banging it out of the park. They keep coming up with different design stuff that is just so good. And not just the actual designs, which are also fantastic. Like Michi did the art assets for Andrea Lake 101, and David has been doing a bunch of side assets. Courtney has become a graphic design manager. Emily is the product manager for the website. So our website, it's way better than it was, 6 months ago, but it is being custom coded now. And it's about to be really on par with our competitors. It looks still a little bit antiquated in ways. So we're getting a bunch of new photography shot. We're getting a bunch of new customization around just the flow and the way the buttons are. We're getting a new sticker generator. We're getting just tons of upgrades on the website. We're also about to add a bunch of new materials and new product offerings. So there is a lot going on. And every time I turn around, the designers have created something new, and Smartsheets or Miro or all these cool programmers. The production team, which is Koa, Kara, Dave, our manager, Dana, our night manager, Jenny running the whole thing together, Brian at the top, just watching everything go down, Emily on the management team up there too, and of course my business partner Brianna, who actually does get to transition more now to 4 or 5, or we'll see how it goes. It's a phase. We're phasing it in to where she gets more and more time, less and less time for StickerJunkie, more and more time for Stay Happy and Magic Penny, but she has her own office in the back, so she can still be on site and she can pull different team members to help her with different stuff. So she's creating a sign-up sheet to where the graphic designers can say, hey, I would like to use some of my time to design for Magic Penny or for Stay Happy. So the companies are going to interweave with each other, and Brie and I are sort of still figuring out how that's going to work, because it seems like it might feel better for her to just really build Stay Happy quite large as a nonprofit, which I am on board with. Basically, I was just like, Brianna, she really gave up a lot to come down. She came down here, she moved into a warehouse, she was taking sink showers and showering at the gym. And so I'm like, whatever life you want next is whatever life you're going to have next. So if you want to build out Stay Happy, then there's so many people on our team who are going to be so happy to go volunteer with that. And it's like, it's so fun now. We have like a little social medias team, and then we have a little outings team, and people can join different teams if it's their area of interest. We're doing something, basically we're targeting to do something every couple weeks, maybe even sometimes every week, even if it's just like a movie night at this beautiful, beautiful building that Brianna and I moved into, or something inexpensive, because we like to do it a lot. And, there's just a lot of people there that like to hang out with each other outside of work. And so we're offering a bunch of things. We're about to have our Christmas party, which I'm super psyched about. We just had our Friendsgiving, and that was so fun. I had no idea that so many people were good cooks. So everybody's just getting to know each other so much better and have cohesion as a team. And production, I just barely recognize it. Brian came in and did a great job sort of leading the charge of getting the warehouse to be a really usable space, to get rid of the old equipment that we had in there, to move the cutters into a different area, to set up office space. And there's like, every time I leave town and come back, even if it's just for a week or even if it's just for 4 or 5 days, shit's different when I come back. And that is amazing. And now it is my job to just do sales, 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 sales. So I have hit the ground running with sales. If you happen to be watching and you have over like 30,000 followers and you're interested in doing an affiliate deal with us, like reach out, because I am reaching out to a lot of people. I'm going to be reaching out to a lot of people who already follow us on Instagram and who are our clients to see if they want to talk about the stickers and have an affiliate link for it if that fits part of their business model, because we can't afford to just like give out cash for a sponsored video. We have to do a partnership where there's not really a lot of risk for us, because we just don't have a lot of extra right now. Even though we're making way more money, the bills are way higher too. So that's just what happens there. So that's pretty much the news. We'll keep you posted on everything that's going on. And I know that I said this last time, and I really mean it, and I mean it this time too. I'm going to start filming more and more and more and more content as we go. So I did, in fact, get to figure out the podcast studio with Black Friday. This is a huge reduction in the cost, and we will be building that out, which means that I really will very consistently be posting once or twice a week. I really will fill out the rest of the apprentice story. I really will. And I just don't know when, because time has been so tight. Right now, I am currently the CEO of StickerJunkie, but I'm also currently the CFO of StickerJunkie. So it's not just bookkeeping. When you have a CFO of a corporation, especially of a large corporation, they're not even doing the bookkeeping. And in this case, I have an outsourced bookkeeper who's doing the basic bookkeeping. What I am doing as a CFO is running projections, running reports, making sure that our sales numbers are where they need to be, expanding out the projections of what I can spend on what can I really afford all these things. We are overspent on payroll. Where are we compensating that for? And what does it look like, all of the bills that we have coming in the next 3 or 4 or 6 months, and what target numbers do we have to hit to remain profitable while we're expanding at this pace? Like, as we plan to buy a building and have an expansion route with that building and piece of land, that's fucking expensive. And so we have to make sure that we're going to have enough dollars in the door. And if not, how do we get those dollars? So in addition to being the CEO and the CFO, I am also the CMO. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer. At the same time. So planning out this whole campaign that hopefully does catch some level of virality over the holiday weekend. And then I am also the head of sales. Yeah. And I don't have a sales team. I have Mads, and it's super helpful. Mads has stepped up. She's out of production now, and she is my sales assistant. And she also is a customer service assistant for the office, and just really jumping in and just learning. She's learning so much. She just is a fucking rock star. Hey, Mads. And she worked very closely with Carly, the artist from Trad Sticky. We're about to do some reels about the sticker towers, and all the first sticker towers are Carly's designs. And I have said this before on my podcast, and I have said this directly to Carly, and I mean it with my whole entire heart. She is the most marketable commercial artist that I have ever met in my life. Because not only can this woman draw, she is amazing, but she also is a slogan writer too. So she matches the drawings and the slogan. She's fantastic. She's fantastical. And I am so excited about all her lines. She is the one that when we show like, oh, we're in Hot Topic right now, and we have those cute designs like the sucker for true crime, or the guillotine one. It's like keep your chin up. That's in Hot Topic right now. Or the I put the bitch in obituary. Those are all her designs. And they're so good. And she has hundreds of them because she's owned a sticker company for, I don't even know how, a decade at least, I'm guessing. And she's started a bunch of different ones over the years. So I'm asking her to kind of go back into some of her old artwork and look around and get some ideas for different towers that we could do. Like she used to have a vegan clothing line. And so I was like, well, you can do some vegan stickers and vegetarian stickers for a tower. And then she's obviously very, I don't know if it's obvious, but she's very into witchy stuff and tattoo art and also mental health stuff. So then when you go on Carly's featured artist page on StickerJunkie, you can see a lot of the stickers that we are selling in the towers. And there's such cute stuff across so many different varieties of types of stickers. But it really is just up to me to make sure that we actually hit our target numbers every single month with our 26% compounding returns. And those are big dollar figures that I'm going for every single month, up 26%. The last bit of news is that I did start trading again. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Maybe one day I'll show you guys how I trade. So I do trade on a system of compounding returns. On another podcast, I'll explain a little bit about how that works, but it's very fun because the crypto market appears to be basically unregulated now. The new administration is very, 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 very pro crypto, and I trade in crypto, and I don't have an opinion either way on crypto as an asset. I'm not even going to go into that. That would be a whole hour-long podcast on its own on which ones I personally think will be valuable. However, that doesn't even matter. Because for me, I'm a quant trader. That means I trade on a system of applied mathematics. That means I just trade on the whole range that an asset can possibly be. So for very easy math, Bitcoin almost hit $100,000 this week. And the lowest that I will carry trades back to is 95% off the previous high. That means I hold cash aside all the way down to Bitcoin being $5,000 a coin. And there's always people that are like, Bitcoin is never going to be $5,000 a coin again. And I'm like, okay, it might not be. But I hold dollars back for the whole range that an asset can trade at. And seeing I'm only trading right now with $5,000, I don't have a lot of trades in the market and I'm not trading in a lot of assets, but it's very, 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 very exciting for me to be trading. And I very luckily got to buy an asset, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, called Mana Decentraland. It's just an asset that I personally trade in. I don't endorse it. This is not advice, but I got to buy it like 3 weeks ago for 27 cents because I was like, why the fuck is this so low? Why is the price on this so low right now? This is about to shoot. All these other Ethereum had already gone up and Bitcoin had already gone up. And I'm like, I don't understand why Decentraland isn't going up. So I don't have any time right now. So I didn't do a lot of the due diligence I should have because it could have been that it was a failing asset. And I just got lucky and I bought it for 27 cents. And now today it's up at like, it hit 74 cents. And I sold a bunch of it along the way. And then I just repurchase it as it falls down and I resell it as it goes up. And that's a really simple explanation of what compounding returns is. And so we'll see. We'll see how the trading goes. I'm really, really excited to be sort of doing that on the side again now. And that went really well. And I think that's it. I think that's the only new news on the books. I had a great time in Sedona. I'm about to go back to San Diego to be with my team to manage all the Cyber Monday sales and kick the ball forward and get a bunch of new clients. And I'll have a bunch more tea for you next week. I'll let you know how everything went. And I hope your Thanksgiving is just fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And I will see you next time.